Dave McCaslin here from USA Flooring, and today we're here to talk about hardwoods. Let me give a little background about hardwood flooring. It used to be for royalty only. It was very labor intense. You used to have to obviously hand cut the logs. They would hand hew them down by hand. They would literally take sand and sand them by hand to smooth them up. So it was very labor intense, and it was really only for the rich and famous of the day. When we came over from the old country, in the colonial era, there was abundance of wood. There were trees everywhere. So it was a very accessible product and made beautiful flooring. So from the 1800s to about 1945, flooring, hardwood flooring especially, was the preferred because it was really accessible and really a nice product for your home of the era. It was definitely, other than bathrooms and kitchens, they still used linoleum was coming on the scene as well as ceramics. So, but then after 1945, became the invention of synthetic fiber, which would be like DuPont. And a lot of stuff was invented during the war. They ended up making carpet. So carpet used to be too expensive for the common folk, but after 1945, it became more popular. So hardwood for about 3 decades was on the decline. But nowadays, when people buy homes, what do? They go in, they pull the carpet back to see if there's hardwood in there, and boom, it's that hardwood it was put in 30 years ago. It lasts. But there are lots to pick from, and hardwood is definitely a beautiful floor. As you can imagine, there's many types of hardwoods out there. There's trees everywhere, and there's a lot of different styles, whether it be red oak, white oak, ash, hickory, cherry. But the majority of what is sold and what people like is American hardwoods. Not to say that the exotics aren't preferred, like your teaks, addendums, Brazilian cherries. There's a lot of different woods there, but the majority of the people like good old American hardwood. For the look, the aesthetics, the feel, it is a very popular product. Let me tell you about how hardwood flooring is constructed. We have here a 3/4 solid, and we also have an engineered. The 3/4 solid basically comes from the log, and they cut it into slices, just like a slice of bread, and you get 3/4 thick solid hardwood. This product here is the engineered product, which they take that same log, they just slice it in a thinner than 3/4 layer, and then they take that layer and cross ply it, sometimes with the same material, but other material as a backer to give it dimension stability on the back of it. So that way you can get wider planks, a nice wide look, and that's very popular nowadays. You go in and you see wide plank flooring. Normally it's an engineered because a solid will not take that. A large piece of wood will start cupping or bowing. So that's why the engineered is probably a preferred flooring of the industry today. Plus you get a lot more use out of it. It's more environmentally friendly because you can get more out of the tree than one big 3/4. The other method here is going with a rotary peel, which is they literally take that log with a razor blade and they peel the log. Just rotate it like a like a rotisserie, and they just slice off a layer of it, and then that layer is also put onto a plywood type product. Probably the one that's not the least expensive because it's just an easier process, but doesn't look as nice. So there are a lot of different grades in each of these constructions. They can be any species. They can be oak in a rotary peel. They can be hickory in a slice. There can be 3/4 solid in whatever you want. So there's a lot of different styles and looks you can get. Textures and finishes, there's many to talk about. We have this texture, which is your traditional 3/4 solid with a smooth finish. We also have the 3/4 solid with a hand scrape finish. Some of these are literally done by people, individuals that literally hand scrape these hardwoods to give you that more of an authentic look. There are some machine products out there as well to give you that different texture. But traditionally, the hand scrape is a much more attractive and ununiform look because that's what you're looking for. As for the finishes, they still have the urethane finish, this high gloss, but the industry is shifting to more of a satin finish, which what we're seeing right here, which helps hide and minimize scuffs and wear, and it just gives you that more of a softer look and feel for your home. Installation: nail, float, or glue. It really depends on the application of your home. Whether say you're in the basement and say, I want to put hardwood in my basement, which is very doable. You can't put a 3/4 solid because good luck nailing that to concrete. I'm telling you, it won't work. So you can take and glue that down to your floor. They make obviously glue that you can take an engineered product and glue that, or you can literally float it. What they do is they take glue and they glue the tongues and push them together, and then that's what you call a float application. And you can do a float above grade too. Above grade meaning anything above grade, not your basement, anything second floor, third floor, attic, whatever. That's above grade. So 3/4 hardwood is most common above grade. That can be nailed down if you do that. But if you live down south and you're in Florida and you have a slab home, then you have to go with an engineered product that you either float it or you glue it down. That's all for this episode. Hey, and I really appreciate all the good feedback and the different comments we're getting on these videos. I really do appreciate it. And I want to give you a big shout out to Dylan and Dean for their liking our videos as well. And remember guys, when you're buying carpet, fuzzy side up, baby.